It's really gold. Is it gold? It's gold. Gold in this game.
I think it's just you. Oh, in the game.
In the game, it's gold. Outside, it's
Right,
gold.
right. Sorry. Yeah, it's
very
freezing.
cold.
Yeah, I'm in the spirit.
This new game, it's even cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded.
Yeah.
Is it
because it's about Vikings?
Is it a bad game?
And the North. Well, we'll get to that.
Or it's just called bad something.
Well, let's just call it the Bad North, the Jotunn edition.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This is quite interesting because I find it like a almost new genre because you might know genre of the games called tower defense.
Right.
I don't know if you're familiar.
Sure.
But I feel like this is similar. I would call it an island defense
That's fair.
category game.
Okay.
So I was really excited because it's something new for me. And after playing all these games, I hardly find something new.
That's true.
So this is like I would say it's real-time strategy, but some people say it's more like logical.
Yeah. You could see it as a puzzle game, as
but
tower defense, as an RTS. It's
I would say
a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Okay.
That's true. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you've got 3 types of the armies, and there's like quite a lot of variation because you can upgrade your armies to a specific like you can even get another items and another skills and upgrade them more, and you can really choose how to play this game.
I can feel I'm going to take a very different approach to this game than you, because everything you said is correct. But jumping right into my main criticism of the game is that I found it quite simplistic.
But I like how simplistic it is.
That's fair enough. Like that, I think that's perfect, and I completely understand that because I enjoyed playing it, but it has very little depth. And when you talk about the variation, it gives the impression of having skill trees, but they're not trees. There are no branches. Like you choose one route, it's like a skill line. And once you make a choice for each troop, you have to progress on the pretty much the same path that they provide for all troops of that type.
You can do only like 2 types.
Well, there's
3.
Like once you have militiamen, then you mean
I mean like once you choose your type,
unit type, so
unit
archer,
type,
swordsman, or pikeman.
Then you can put your updates into the weaponry or skill or item.
You can add items. You can only add the skill that is specific for that. So this, I thought, would not have been so difficult to add some complexity of having a selection of skills that you could add to any troop type. But as soon as you choose the troop type, you are on one path. You just have to choose to progress.
But the variation is within the items that you can.
There are different
equip
items to any troop type. That's true.
Yeah.
I feel bad saying it's simplistic because there is variation.
I know you said it reminds you of like a mobile game.
Well, it is a mobile game.
And it is a mobile
game.
It
is a mobile game. Yeah. That's the thing. When I started playing it, I had the impression like, well, it's fun, but it seems quite simplistic, and it could actually be more entertaining as a mobile game that you can just pull out your phone and play for 5 minutes. And in fact, it is a mobile game.
It is, but don't get us wrong. This game is quite hard. Like,
yes.
I believe that on the first playthrough you cannot finish it because, like on the first play, I guess it's not that long, the campaign, but you cannot like finish it because you don't know all the rules. You will find out only by playing it and by getting experience. So this is more about like playing it again and again. And since all the islands are randomly generated, and
it's different. Like, it's different every time. Yeah.
Different every time, and each time about the island, I really like them. Even though it's generated,
the visual style is
always
really nice. It's quite cartoony, but it has a very nice atmosphere, and the weather factor.
The weather, it's changing.
Different weather, and it really brings some nice atmosphere to each island. I felt like it had great potential and a great foundation for a really good game, and I feel like it would not have been so difficult to build a little bit more on top of that foundation to make it a really intriguing, interesting game. But a few things were missing for me.
But that's why I think it's like a first game of the new genre, the island defense. This is like the original one, and then it can like anybody can create now like something more deep or more difficult.
Okay, that would be nice, but we have to judge this game by its own merits.
Yeah. So
well, I think one of the what would have been the simplest to add that would have added a lot to it is some sense of story.
okay, yeah.
Because you have these unique commanders. The game wants you to feel emotional when a specific commander dies because you can't get it back.
Yeah.
That
You
commander is
actually
dead.
can only if you get a special
That's
item, but not normally. So
In most cases, death means that commander is dead. But I never developed any real attachment to individual commanders. And if from island to island,
I
there
see
was
that.
some, even just a text screen of the commanders speaking together and saying, now the enemy is blah, 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 I would feel like I'm being pulled through a story with these characters and getting to know. And there was none of that. Very
I see.
mobile game-esque of here are troops, try to defeat these incoming waves.
Yeah.
The end. So I missed that. Like,
well, that's why I said it's more like tower defense game because in these games there's no story. It's true that like there could be some, but I'm focusing on the gameplay, and maybe some people I don't need the story if the gameplay is very good. And for me, the gameplay is the one and only thing of this game, and that really worked for me.
The battle process I found fun, even addicting, but it does get very similar.
But it's got a very harder and harder, like very soon.
Yes.
So you really need to, because it's simple. You have like a kind of limited power how to like solve things, even though there's like multiple ways. You're like on the small island, so everything is fine.
I think it comes down to
Very challenging.
It's very challenging. I think most people will never actually finish the game, and for me also there was a certain desire to see how far I could get each time.
But just make sure that everybody knows that there are checkpoints. So if your commanders die, like you don't have to start the game again. But these checkpoints are, I don't know, like every
It's
15 or 10th map.
It's quite hard to at a certain
They're
point to
quite far
reach the
from
next
each other, but
checkpoint.
There are some.
Yeah. I think a lot of it comes down to what you're expecting. Maybe this video could be useful so you know what you're getting into. Because since it's a free game from the Epic Store, it made me think how quickly we get spoiled by free games. Because it's free, it costs nothing. But if I got it like on my phone as a free game,
it's excellent, right?
excellent. As a free game, especially if it was on my phone, it was something I could pull out and play for 5 minutes. I find it very good.
Actually, visually, even though it's very pretty, it looks like a free game because it's simple.
Yes. And that's where I'm saying, okay, thank you, Epic Games, for giving us this for free. No complaints that it's free, but I am still going to compare it to, Metro and Inside and Batman Arkham Knight and these other free games that were legitimate, high-quality PC games. And this is a mobile game that for some reason I'm playing on the PC. And this left me feeling like this is a pretty minimal experience. Fun, but it did not feel very memorable to me, and I didn't get a lot out of it.
I see. So you would be against them.
The game was fun. I'm not against it, but it's
would
true.
Would you recommend?
No, not as a PC game. If it's free on mobile and something you're just playing casually on the bus,
Or maybe
why not?
if you have a really low-end computer, you cannot find it.
Sure. I feel bad saying that you shouldn't play this because it's entertaining, but I didn't get a lot out of it. And in the end, no, I don't think that you should play this. There are other simple, like quick play games that bring more value.
Okay. And on the other hand, I'm saying that you should definitely play it because For me, it's a great gameplay, and for the gameplay, even though it doesn't have a story, the gameplay is really great. If you like strategy games, you will really like it, I think, because there's a lot of strategy in it. Not so much if you like puzzle games, and yes, there are some blood, but you can turn it off, so it could be even for the younger people.
I would say if you like the idea of strategy games, but you find some PC games to be too complex.
Not too deep. Yeah.
No. But it's true that it challenges you to try to get past the next
There's not a lot of possibilities in the game, but with what you have, there's like a very great variables.
I think if you go into it knowing that it was originally a mobile game, that the gameplay is going to be pretty simple, then it can be quite fun. I went in expecting something else as a PC game. I'm disappointed, but
as a controlling it on PC, it still works great.
It does.
Yeah.
It's
There's
true.
slow motion, and you can kind of think of the things.
You make a lot of good points. I think if we spoke for another half an hour, you could probably convince me, but we're not going to do that. We would like you to tell us what you think about the game. Feel free to tell me all the reasons that I'm wrong, because I am kind of on the fence about this one.
Feel free to agree with me.
So either disagree with me or agree with Michal. Either option is fine. But what you should definitely do is subscribe to our channel, because every week we tell you about the free games from Epic, and click the bell to make sure you don't miss the 1 week period of those free games being available.
Sometimes there's even more than one. Yeah.
We've had just for a few weeks now, we've had just one game a week, but often there's two, and you can get them all and then decide which ones to play.
So don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for watching, everyone.